SpotChecks are targeted pop-ups on your website or app designed to understand what customers feel in the moment. For example, say you're running a limited-time sale. You can trigger a SpotCheck right after a purchase to understand how customers feel about their experience. Let's see how. First, create a 2-question survey to collect feedback, then head to the Share section. Select SpotChecks to start the setup. Give it a name like Post-Sale Feedback so you can recognize it later. Select Website as your target. Name your target and choose how to install SpotChecks on your website. There are 3 ways to do this. 1. If you're comfortable with code, you'll need to copy-paste 2 snippets into your codebase. One to embed SpotChecks onto your site, and another to segment visitors based on their details. Plus, you can embed the code to trigger SpotChecks based on specific visitor actions, like button clicks. 2. You can also integrate SpotChecks through third-party platforms like Shopify or WordPress. 3. If you're not the one handling the website's code, no worries. You can assign the task to your colleagues, and they'll receive everything they need to get started. After installation, test it by entering the page URL where SpotChecks should appear. Click Verify. Hit Save Target, and you're all set. After setting the target, design the SpotCheck to match your brand. Click Appearance and choose how it appears on the screen. And control exactly where your SpotCheck pops up. Want to take it a step further? Customize the fonts and themes, add some haptic or sound effects, and even include animations to make your SpotChecks more interactive. For ultimate personalization, remove Survey Sparrow branding and style it to your preference using advanced CSS customization. Once you've styled it to your liking, click Save Appearance. Now, let's decide when and where SpotChecks should appear. Click Configure and start with Spots. Choose the page or pages where SpotChecks will appear. You can target it with URL-based rules like displaying the SpotChecks when the URL exactly matches a specific page, or when the URL contains the mentioned keyword or phrase. URL does not contain specific value to exclude those pages, and to display SpotChecks when the URL doesn't match a specific page. Similarly, if you want to exclude pages, you can do that too. And since you're collecting feedback after a purchase, set it to appear on the order confirmation page by adding its URL. Next, click Checks to decide when SpotChecks will trigger. You have multiple options. You can make SpotChecks appear as soon as the page loads, or add a delay to time it perfectly with the customer's browsing. When the customer is about to close the tab, or even show SpotChecks as they scroll, you can also trigger based on mouse clicks. And for more control, let's trigger it based on custom events, like clicking the Order Details button. This works seamlessly with the code you've already installed, making it easy to align SpotChecks with customer actions. Now, let's decide who sees your SpotChecks by setting conditions based on visitor properties. You can trigger SpotChecks to specific customers by auto-capturing details like location, browser, and device type. You can even add custom properties for more personalized targeting. Choose specific days, times, or periods during which you'd like to target the visitors, or trigger them based on specific events visitors perform on your site, and use survey variables to personalize the SpotChecks experience. Once you've added your customers to Smart Lists, you can target visitors from specific groups and trigger SpotChecks based on their past interactions with surveys. For example, by setting the dates of your sale, you can make sure that only customers who made purchases during that period will be asked for feedback. And you can decide what percentage of your website visitors will see the SpotChecks. This way, you gather insights from relevant audiences on their experience with the sale. And if someone has already interacted with a SpotCheck, you can set a recurrence period so they won't see it again for a set number of days, say 30 days. In our case, once you've set your conditions, double-check them and click Save Configuration. Preview your SpotChecks, and when ready, click Publish. Once live, you can track how many visitors see, engage with, and respond, all in real time. The best part? You only need to install SpotChecks once, and you can run as many as you need without changing the code again. So, start using SpotChecks and uncover how customers feel at every interaction. For further help, please reach out. We are just a chat away.